Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. Shakema here. If you're new around here, I'm a single mom with 4 children. I have 2 girls, Alana and Shamika. I have 2 boys, Strandon and Jackson. I have a fur dog. Her name is Gracie. I have a fur grand dog. His name is Escrow. Escrow lives at our house. And I have 3 more fur grand dogs. I have Brownie, who sadly passed away last year. And Strandon has 2 additional fur dogs named Hondo and Snoop. They live in Florida, but they're moving really soon. So we are doing our very best around here to live a debt-free lifestyle. At this point, we've been on our journey around 12 years, and the Lord has successfully seen us through all the things that we owed. We are 100% debt-free with the exception of our home. I work during the school year as a career counselor. I work in a couple of middle schools, 3 of them exactly. In addition to my working as a middle school career counselor, I do YouTube. I've been doing YouTube now since 2014. So this is September will be going into our 8th year of being on YouTube. I also have First Love Ministries with Shakema Wilson, which is not affiliated with One Mom at all. That is a separate ministry that the Lord gave me back in 2014. I have several ministries underneath that umbrella. I have Daughters of Grace. We're a Monday night Bible study group. I have Titus 2 Women. We're a Saturday morning Bible study group. I have Salvation Siblings. That's a teenager Bible study group. And then we also have Coffee and Conversation, which is a group of ladies that meet anytime. We meet on Sundays, but it's any lady. You don't have to be a Christian lady. It's not a Christian group. All of us in there are Christian, but it's not a Christian group. It's just a group of girlfriends hanging out and getting to know each other, supporting each other. Hey girl, what are you doing? We found ourselves just a set of women who didn't have husbands. Most of us have adult children or teenager-ish children, and we needed a place. We wanted a place to just get together and hang out, and we do it in a virtual space. So that meets on Sunday evenings. But the majority of what I do on One Mom is I do a lot of things in my home: cleaning, cooking, household, small mini projects, decluttering, goodwilling, which helped us to get debt free. And I keep a track on my budget. I'm always working the numbers over here. So I wanted to bring you guys along on this budget update and tell you about 2 things that came in. So last video was talking about my child support. The child support. I get very, I don't like to have ownership of that. It's for my kids, right? It comes to me. I disseminate the monies for the kids, but I hate saying my child support. It's for the kids. And so I actually got both deposits that I was supposed to get for the rest of the month. You know, we had a little bit of a hiccup there. I said some things that needed to be said and made my position very plain, and things did whatever it was supposed to do. That was for the end of the month. July is coming. July is my first official month of no income from my job, only my summer share money. And I don't know what that's going to look like. I can't say. All I can say is I've said what needed to be said. I've made my position clear, and we will see what happens. And then I got my YouTube AdSense income came in. The kids and I have been doing a lot of things over the last couple of days. The Bible tells me that the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and add no sorrow. So a friend of mine just happened to be going on a trip to Charlotte, and she was staying in an Airbnb that was a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And the kids were talking about going to Carowinds, and she was like, do y'all want to go with me? And we were like, well, Alana has to work, but Jackson and I are free. So Jack and I actually got a free trip for 3 days in Carowinds with a friend of ours. We did not have to pay any expenses. She was already going, and she just invited us to come along, and it worked out just perfectly. I did pay for the Carowinds tickets. I took that out of just monies that I had on the side for Jackson and I we went on a weekday. So we actually got really good tickets. It was a 1-day pass. I don't do the season pass. We don't go to Charlotte often, but it was a 1-day pass, and the tickets were very reasonable. I was going to go through the credit union, but they were a little bit cheaper just going through the website for the 1-day pass. It had to be that day. You couldn't go like on a different day. The credit union had just buy it for 1 day and you could go any day. So it was a little bit cheaper to just buy the day pass of the day we went, which worked out fine. My friend had an appointment with her dogs. And so she took the dogs to the appointment. She dropped us off at Cracker Barrel because the gate was closed. We couldn't get in. She dropped the dogs. We ate breakfast. She picked us back up. We went right back over there to Carowinds. We stayed pretty much most of the day from like 10:30 to 3. Jackson started having some issues with his breathing. He was like, Mom, I'm just ready to go. So we went. We did all the things and we came home. My friend paid for all the meals. She wouldn't let us pay for any of the meals. She packed snacks and brought all the things, and she wouldn't let me pay for anything. And that is just her nature. That is just Susie. Susie lives her best life. In case anybody wants to accuse me of going with a man, my friend's name is Susie. If you've been following us on Instagram or Facebook, you've seen her Westies. She has 2 Westies, Boo and Izzy. And they had to get some allergy stuff done at a dermatologist in Charlotte. So she invited us to go. She invited sister as well, but sister had to work. She wasn't able to get off. So that worked out fine. And then in the latter part of this week, well, of last week, a friend of mine, Shantae, she is a part of the Deeper Fellowship Global Ministries, which is William McDowell's ministry down in Orlando, Florida. And they were having a women's gathering, and she was going to drive down there. It's like 8-10 hours. And she called me up and she said, hey, do you want to ride with me? And I said, sure. She said, you think anybody else would want to go? And I said, well, ask my sister and my best friend. My best friend ended up not being able to go. She would have loved to go, but she wasn't able to go. And then my sister worked her schedule so that she was able to go. So the 3 of us, we rented a car, drove down to Orlando. We drove down on Friday. We did the women's gathering on Saturday. We went to church there on Sunday, and we drove home Sunday night, which was last night. So in the last 7 days, I've been all over the place. I don't plan on going anywhere else, but if the Lord says so, hey, I'm here for it. But I didn't have time to update the budget with all that traveling and stuff and just being gone and not being in my space and all that. I didn't have time. So I thought, hey, we're getting ready to do July's budget. Why do I update the June? And I was like, no, I'm just going to update June and I'll do July for July, right? So I did get YouTube income. I haven't gotten any other affiliate income from anywhere. Normally I would get Facebook Reels income as well, but somehow they've changed the way things work. Or now in order to get Facebook Reels income, you're on a challenge. The first challenge, which earns you $20, is you make 10 reels that, you get 5 reels that get 100 views. So you make $20. If you do 10 reels that get 500 views, you get $100. If you do 15 reels that get 10,000 views, you get $1,000. So that's just how it works. And you might get a few little cents for bonus, what they call bonus plays, people that play the videos. So last month, I only made $24. Didn't make any of the bonuses. Although there was a glitch in my bonuses for this month. And so I found it, and I was able to keep sending them a message, hey, with screenshots. This is not right. This is not right. This is not right. And they fixed it because I had Reels bonuses coming in and I saw them. Then all of a sudden they were not there anymore. And this is in my new campaign. And I'm like, where'd they go? And I thought, oh, it's just a thing. They'll show back up. They never showed back up. And so I was like, wait now, hold on. Because I know I had reels that were making over 500 views. And I'm like, this is not right. And I'm not going to lose this money, because before I had been making really good income. So I got no money last time for Facebook Reels. But this time I'm in a good bonus and it's going very well. I have one reel that I'm trying, when I get a shorts bonus of 60 seconds, I'll post it here. But it's how to cut a watermelon. That has now 222,000 views. So that's my best reel for this cycle. But so that bonus is coming through, but I won't see any of that income until July, which is good because I don't have income in July. So that'll help, right? But I still have not been invited into the Instagram program. So I'm only on Facebook Reels program that is paid Instagram. I'm just posting videos there. but I'm not getting paid on Instagram. That's fine. I enjoy posting both places, and I'll take wherever the financials will. I'm going to post the videos, right? Just like YouTube. Before I was getting paid, I was still posting videos in hopes and prayers that it would come through. So I've said a lot. 2 sets of income that I need to input into my spreadsheet that I didn't put in yet. And I thought I'd bring you guys along for the journey. I mentioned the escrow issue, but I was able to put something into my escrow this time. I thought, well, I'll just wait till July. No, I'm not waiting. I had a little extra. I put it in. I wasn't able to put in what I thought because this Orlando trip came up and I had to pay a third, right? And I wasn't going to let my friend just take that expense on herself. So what I did was I just took a little bit out of the YouTube and paid for the trip. Next month, because I don't plan any trips, I won't have any. I'll be able to put a chunk towards the escrow. My goal is to pay off that $2,000 within the next 6 months so that by December 31st, 2022, that additional escrow is paid. Like I said, once that insurance company, the state, whatever they're doing, settles it out, when the refund check comes, I'll just put that money back. But I'm not going to let my escrow be in default or whatever it is, which is going to cause my mortgage payment to go up so high next month. Because my payment goes up now if I'm $100 or something behind. You know what I mean? Or short. So I'm not running that risk this time. I would love to pay it towards principal. Next year, I am going to try to pay at least a couple of additional principal payments. That's going to be my goal for next year, 23. But for this year, the remainder of 22 is to get that escrow paid and just leave it there. But let me jump in with my sheet. I wrote everything down so I didn't forget anything. I hope I didn't forget anything. But I wrote everything down on my couple of sticky notes here so that I could have it for the video. So let me get you towards my camera, and then I will jump in and show you. All right, y'all. So here is my budget sheet for the month, right? So a couple things you're not going to see. I did not put in my last child support, and I haven't put in the one mom income. I didn't have any travel reimbursements. I'm off from work. So let me see. Last week, that probably was $622. And what came in was $208.60. So let me add that to this number. That's going to bring that number to $937.52. So it's over about $1.52 cents, because the normal deposit is $9.30. No, it's $9.38, so it's below by a couple cents, 48 cents. My the YouTube income that came in was $935.36. This was up from last month. Last month we only had $835, so I think it was up $100. I did add in 2 sinking funds that are not on this sheet that I will need to go in and update, but for some reason I forgot to put them on this sheet. However, I'll put it on next month. My summer budget sheet looks a little different just because I don't have all these dynamics happening. So I did open up 2 additional sinking funds just because I wanted to make sure that I was saving ahead. I actually opened up 3 sinking funds. I wanted to make sure that I was saving ahead. So that gave us a total income of $4,932.73. I'm going to go now to my weekly budget, which was the 19th through the 25th. And let's see. Friday was the 24th, the 25th, 4th, 3rd, 22nd. Okay. So Wednesday, we're going to, I think my YouTube income came in on Wednesday as well. Okay, let me go back up. Okay. This is going to be for the child support. $21 for tithe. Okay, then the kids' savings, right? So I always doing Jackson and Alana's savings at $50. That rounded out their $200 for the month. Then I had $137.60 left. $100 went to escrow. See if I can find my household miscellaneous or my mortgage. I'm just going to put it up here with my mortgage. So I'm going to say 100, and that went to the escrow. So I'm going to make myself a note. Escrow payment. All right. Then I had $37.60 left, which I'm going to put it down here for traveling and entertainment because I did go on a trip. So that was $37.60. I had to help with gas. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough for gas to pay for the car rental. We got a really nice car so that we would all be comfortable. We had a lot of bags and stuff. So it just worked out. All right, moving over to Wednesday, which is when my YouTube income came in. So my tithe off of that was $94. Then I'm going to go back up and add in my taxes, which I always take money out for taxes. YouTube does not take out taxes on anybody. You have to figure out yourself. So I just make sure that I take out 15%, which was $140.30, but I did $141. For some reason, over at Capital One 360, they don't let you put in change. You have to do rounded dollars. So I just did that. Amazon Prime, because I pay for, I'm working on when it's time for renewal. That was $13. That is a sinking fund. Then I had my insurance for my car is $85. Well, my car insurance, $85. Ma'am gets her own sinking fund. At $40. She had a vet visit, so her sinking fund is a little bit light right now because she did have a vet visit. But we're working on increasing that because she doesn't have anything else coming up. She's got all her shots and all of her stuff for this year. Okay, my regular payments. PureFlix is in here somewhere. PureFlix is $9. I do watch PureFlix. My car registration. Okay, this was another thing I may have to get. I'm not sure if this is because of the new cost of used cars, but my car values in at $25,700, not what I paid for it. So that made my car taxes go up. So I've got to figure out what that is, because last year I think I paid, I don't even think I paid $60. I planned $70. I planned $7 for 12 months, which was like 80 some dollars. This time my taxes, which are due August 31st, are, oh, I put that in the wrong place. Good catch, Shakema. $125 of some, $125.26, something like that. So it's about $50 more. So I didn't plan for that. I planned it off of last year's taxes. So I had to increase this amount to $25. So that's going to add in, it's going to make that 110 because that's my car that's registration and insurance. I just make that one thing. Moving down, my pest control. I have pest control. They're actually coming tomorrow because they did not. So you gotta make sure that you keeping a check, right? So they used to come. This is a miscellaneous to pay for my. I'm sorry. They used to come. Where's my pest control? Why is that not on here? I'm going to just put it on the household miscellaneous. Okay, $27. Anyway, I have them spray every 3 months. Well, they charge me $80 every 3 months to come and spray around the house. This is for pest control. They will come in the house if I want them to. Well, we got a new fence. And I went online, paid my bill, but I remembered it was like 2 or 3 weeks later that we have a fence, and the fence is always locked. They didn't even come to the back of the house or the sides of the house. They only sprayed the front of the house, where the front door is and where the garage is. And I was thinking, but I paid for a whole service. So I called them back. I said, ma'am, we have a locked fence. I said, nobody rang the bell. Nobody did anything that of this nature, but they charged me for spraying my house. She was like, oh, well, we can schedule them to come out and complete the service. Please do. Yes, ma'am. Please schedule them to come out and complete it. And I'm not paying any additional for that because I paid for a complete service, but they did not do it. No, ma'am. So just check stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I said, please put a note in my file to either text me they're coming or ring the bell so that we can let them get to the full house, because I want all my stuff sprayed. Okay, my oil change, that's a sinking fund at $20. Household repairs, we did have to spend some money out of this last month when we did the new house, when we did the paint. I wanted to go ahead and paint since they were coming to do the floors. And so we did spend some money for the paint. So I put in $50 there. Moving forward, my P.O. box is $13. And that's going to come up for renewal soon. My camera, new camera. I'm saving for a camera, but if for some reason, you know, something comes up and I need that money, I'll use it for somewhere else, because right now I'm using my phone. It's working fine, or a new laptop. But of course, sister's done with her school and she has her laptop, so I'm just going to use sister's for right now, and keep saving. Business expenses, that was $31. That pays for my meeting space. It also pays for my Canva. That would be business expenses was $31. Okay. I had that recycling. That was a new sinking fund because my recycling came up, right? So I had to eat that in one of the child support payments because I didn't plan for it last year. I forgot. So I created a new sinking fund called recycling. Where's that at? Recycling. That's going to be household miscellaneous. Household miscellaneous. Okay, so I'm going to put recycling here as well. Renewal, because this is for next year. I'm saving ahead for next year. So I put $15 in this account, so that's going to give me $42. That would be for the pest control and the recycling. So if I wanted to just divide that up, pest control was $25 and the recycling was $15. Just if I'm trying to make notes. The one thing I found with doing budgets and households, you know, stuff, is just time intensive. You have to sit down and do it, and you have to make sure that you know where your money is, where it's going. If not, you're gonna be like me trying to figure out, well, did I make that transaction? And sometimes we don't get to it right then, so you have to go back in and try to make sure that you can account for it. Then I went on that trip, right? So I wanted to make sure that I paid my part of the trip. I just took the money out of my YouTube money because that's where I had it. So I did $300, and that was for Orlando. I didn't pay anything for the Charlotte trip. This was for Orlando. And this was for car rental, gas, and any food. My sister actually travels quite a lot, and so she had points, and she took care of the room with her points. So my friend and I didn't even have to pay for that. And then an additional sinking fund that I put in was for vacation. Jackson and I got a chance to go on vacation this month with a friend of ours, but that wasn't our vacation. We would have loved to had I would have loved to take my kids on a vacation. So I'm just going to put it here as well. And I'm just going to change that amount to make that $350. Because that's how much I put. Because I want to make sure that I'm able to take my children on vacation. We may not be able to go today. We may not be able to go this year. But if I put a little bit in every time, I'll be able to take them somewhere. With the price of gas or plane tickets and travel, that may not be, we may not be able to go far, but what can I drive to? What can we go stay a night at the resort in Myrtle Beach? Can we go to Savannah, which is only 6 hours away? Can we do something in DC, which is 6 hours away? So I'm starting that vacation fund. If I put $50 in every month for the next 12 months, I've saved $750. And that's just how it's, I've saved $600. $600. $50 for the next 12 months is $600. Should be enough to take the kids and I somewhere, right? Or we break it down and we go 2 places. Maybe we can find something with a B&B where we can have a kitchenette. We just take our own food so we're not eating out, right? Okay. And then I was able to put $90 more on the escrow. So I'm going to put that there. That was an escrow payment. Prayerfully, as additional monies come in, I'll be able to put more to the escrow. My goal is to make sure that I have that $2,000 paid off by December 31st, period. And if I overpay it, then I'm fine. I don't want to underpay it. And I don't want to get ripped off because that company went out of business. It was nothing I can do. It wasn't my fault. But that it still is, at the end of the day, my responsibility, unless the company just takes, because the company did send the mortgage, or the state sent the mortgage company a letter saying they had dissolved and gone out of business. So they had that on file, but still I'm responsible for that. So I'm just going to take my responsibility and live my best life, and I'll figure it out at the end. Alrighty, you guys. So let's just run down those types of numbers. Really, I just wanted to kind of update you guys on where we were as far as getting in that amount of income that had come in. I'll just go down and read this real quick since I forgot to do this. So mortgage online payments between the mortgage and the escrow is at $1,167.78. My electric and heating was $97. My water and sewer was $73.84. My cell phone was $70. Internet $74.99. In the household repairs fund, I put $50 in. I am going to have to call and have a repair shop come out and check my dishwasher. It's not acting the way it's supposed to act. And so while I'm home, I may as well just have the repair person come out. For a repair visit, it's $95 for them to come out. Don't want to have to buy a new dishwasher. And I want to use the one I have. So I'm going to have them come and check it. I think it might be my tubing. Something might be clogged where it's just not doing the things. I don't know. But anywho, the same people that installed it will come out and look at it. That was the company that we used. So I put that in, but I may have to funnel that back out. Household miscellaneous was $222. That household miscellaneous is, that was recycling, was $180, and then something else. Recycling was the biggest part of that. I have forgotten to put recycling sinking fund in. So I've got to go in and put that in my sheet so that I know every month. And then the other couple sinking funds that I just put in, I've got to put them on my sheet. So I opened up a couple new sinking funds. I have to remember to add it to my budget sheet. Moving down, Mr. Jerome, something was off with Mr. Jerome this month. He's my yard guy. Mr. Jerome usually comes the first weekend and the third weekend. Well, he didn't come for 3 weeks this time. Like, he just came yesterday, which was Sunday the 26th. He came on like the first Saturday. No, he came like the first Thursday and then the 26th. So I don't know if he was ill or if he took Father's Day weekend off or something. He might have been out of town, but he texted me. He said, hey, I'm going to come while y'all are at church. Leave the gate open, and we deal with Mr. Jerome often So what that means is he would normally come the first week of July, which is going to be a holiday week anyway. So he's probably going to come the second week of July, which means I'm going to be off my schedule a little bit. It's going to be the 2nd and the 4th instead of the 1st and 3rd, but still twice a month. It was like 3 weeks this time that he didn't come, and the grass was getting pretty high, but you know, he got me squared away and it was fine. I don't argue about it. He does a good job. Extra things I need, like if I have extra weeds and different stuff that I don't want to deal with, Mr. Jerome will take care of it for me. When I was putting my garden in, I said, hey, do you mind kind of redoing these beds for me? He didn't mind. He came out and did it. He got me the dirt. He planted the trees, you know, just things he does. So I don't argue over, hey, he didn't come this week. Maybe he was busy. I'm not one of his big accounts. So I'm okay as long as the grass gets cut. He did some weeding and that works out for me. This is things I don't do, don't want to do, or can't do, right? I feel I can either pay good money to have somebody come and do it, or I can mess over it, right? It's just not something that I know how to do. I'm not skilled at doing yard work. Can I learn that? Yes. But do I have time to do it? No. Do I want to do it? I don't. So I just take out that little bit and I go it there, and it works out. Gives him something to do and a way to earn income. Gives me the peace of mind knowing that it's done and I don't have to do it, right? Okay. Moving down. My Roth IRA, I still need to put $50 in that. I forgot to write that in. I still have to put $50 there. Amazon Prime, $13. Oh, it says my PureFlix is $10 and I only put $9 in there. That's okay. I'll add $1. Health Wage Gym is $54. That's for me and for sister. Sister's going to have to start picking that up on her own. Taekwondo, $169 for Jackson. My taxes for the YouTube income was $141. Homeschool curriculum this month, I did take an additional $50 to put in Jackson's homeschool curriculum. We're making some changes to that. Be looking for some updates about homeschool and how we're maneuvering the high school years. I haven't done all of that planning yet, but there are some changes coming down the line. So be looking for that. New camera was $20. Piano and dance, I'm not paying for that anymore simply because that was not my deal, right? Alana is now funneled off of child support. She turned 18 and she's not in college. And she has decided to take a break from piano lessons, but she's going to dance. So she paid for her summer dance and she will pay for her fall dance. She thought she was going to have to take the adult class, but her teacher told her she can still take the teen class because she's 18. And if she's comfortable with the kids in there, with the teenagers in there, and they're comfortable with her, she can still take the classes. So she's legally an adult, but she's still a teenager, so she can take the teenager class. She didn't want to take the adult class because she would probably be the youngest person in there, but she was comfortable in her class, so she's going to just stay in that class. Groceries, $300 for the month, $75 for summer groceries, $12. It actually ended up being $25 for the summer preps. And then eating out, which I took the kids out the day after Alana's graduation, was $103. Personal care, $60. I actually have to get Jackson a haircut today. P.O. Box is $13. Supplements was $50. I need a new supplement this month. Recreation and entertainment was $387.60, and that was because I went to the Orlando trip. Normally, I would not have that amount of money, but I was not going to allow my friend to take on that entire expense. She invited me to go. I said yes, so I knew I was going to have to pay something. Worked out. And I told her if she wanted me to go again, I would go. She is a part of the Deeper Fellowship Global Ministry, which means she attends online. But there are times throughout the year that she goes to Orlando to be in full worship with her church, right? That's her church. But during the year, because she lives here in North Carolina, she fellowships online. But like I said, occasionally she goes there. Perfect. If you want to go, go. I just don't want her to drive that way by herself. And if I'm able to go, I will. The kids' savings, we did $200. Gracie got $40. Gas, we did a $300 because gas has just been an expense. Although I have saved some, I didn't have to drive my car. I think this past week, I only drove my car one day because I was gone to Charlotte for 3 days and I was in Orlando for 3 days. So I only drove my car one day, saved on gas. The oil change sinking fund was $20. I did not put anything in my tire repair fund, which I need to do. License, registration, car insurance, $110, because I had to bump up my registration money so that I can meet the increased taxes. The taxes just will increase about $50 this year. They're about 80 some last year. They're 125 this year. I have it on here, over here on my desk to be paid, so I don't put it somewhere and forget and then lapse in my, paying my taxes. Tithe and offering, I had $704 in my giving. I wanted to address that very quickly because I had a comment about giving more than just my tithe. My normal tithe is $500. We give over and above that. There are some things that we give that I don't put in this budget because the Bible says don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. You all are very aware of my income and what I pay, and you're very aware of my bills because I put that out on the internet for you to know. There are certain things, certain areas, or certain people the Lord will say, bless her, give her something, take her somewhere, put a check, send a CashApp, do this. That's just, in my opinion, not something that the world needs to know. That's between me, the Lord, and whoever. And sometimes I don't even want them to know that I did it. You know what I'm saying? Slip a few dollars in this person's purse at church because they have a need. They haven't said anything to anybody really, but you can tell something ain't right, and you slip a little something in and you go about your business. Everything that we do, even when people bless us, we bless, right? If you bless me, I've had plenty of people in the last couple of weeks say, hey, the Lord told me to send you this. When they bless us, we automatically off the top give a tithe off that. If you don't want me to tithe off of a blessing you send me, don't send it, because that's what I'm going to do. In addition to that, we take care of what we need, but if God tells us to be obedient in a different area, we do that. So don't feel like, oh, she just tithes. No, we go above and beyond. In the summertime, I don't tithe. So all of you who have issues with me tithing, gonna be real good in July and August because I don't tithe, but I do offer. I don't tithe because I tithe my whole salary in 10 months. I don't tithe in the last 2 months because I don't get paid. But I do it in 10 months. It's a little bit more each month than it would be if I spread it out over 12, but I don't get a paycheck. So please, please, please don't regulate my dollars so strongly that you're judging what I'm giving, because we are givers. The Lord blessed us to be out of debt. Before we were out of debt, we still gave, but not to the magnitude that we give now. When I look at my giving statement at the end of each year, when I'm getting ready to file taxes, I'm always amazed at how God has blessed us. He's blessed us so much so that we're able to be givers above and beyond. I can't even tell you how. Like, wow, God, really? And he's like, yeah, Shakema, really. My children are givers. Alana will give away all her money. My son, Trandon, he works because he likes working, not because he has to have money. I remember when he first started working, it was like, did you get your check, Trandon? He was like, oh, was I supposed to get paid? He never even thought about it. His life was just, hey, here's people. Let me go do. Now he's an adult. He has to pay bills, so he does work for that purpose, but he's still very free. Shamika, who doesn't even go to church, will give her tithe and her offering. We're a giving family. We do it. So please, please, please don't feel like you have to overanalyze my budget. I know I put it out here for you to see, right? I get a lot of messages back. Well, you could do this and you could do this and you can do that. I could. But if God don't tell me to do it, I'm not doing it. I met someone one time and they were hard on their luck and they said, I'm not asking you for any money. I said, good, because God didn't tell me to give you any. If God tells me to give it, I'll give it. If God doesn't tell me, I'm not giving. This was years ago, and it was not like a need from a person that God would have laid it on my heart to give. This was a totally different situation. I mean, they were kind of asking, but they weren't asking, right? And I was like, God didn't tell me. God will tell me very clearly, hey, do this. And I listened to the Lord, and him and my relationship is good to the point where I can hear him say, give. And I've given to people I know. I give to people I don't know. I have somebody say, hey, I'm in a situation. If the Lord tells me to do it, we do it. I've sent books and blessings here and this one and that one. Years. My Amazon address list is so long. And I'm like, dang, how I get all these people? Because God says, send this, send that, send that. You know what I'm saying? So please, please, please know that we are givers over here. We're not just takers. And I've always said for my children, you do not have to send us anything. I don't share this so you can send me stuff. I share this because God said, Shakema, if I can do it for you, if I can get you out of debt, if I can help you have more than $25 a week to feed your kids, which is what I had when I started YouTube. It's $25 a week because it was summer months to feed my children. That was all I had. I wasn't getting child support. He said, but if I can do this for you, then I want you to be able to tell other people, if God can do it for me, he can do it for you. Don't feel like he can't. That's why I started sharing the budget. That's why I started sharing the grocery hauls and the couponing and all that. Because I wanted you to know God's not a respecter of persons. He's not going to bless me and not bless you. He's going to bless all of us. He's going to allow us to be good stewards over the coins he gives us. And then he's going to increase and multiply. And I've seen that in my life so many times, time after time after time after time after time. I don't have it. And God just shows up with it. I'm like, oh my God, where did that come from? I didn't have the extra $190 to put towards my escrow, but the money came in. I didn't have it, and the money came in. In my ministry, I don't take offerings. I give my time every Monday night to the teenagers, Monday night to the adults, Saturday mornings to the adults, Sunday evenings to the adults, and I don't charge a dime, not one single solitary penny do I charge anybody. There's no entrance fees. I've had people ask me before, how much does it cost to join? Joining our ministry is free. I don't take tithe. I don't put out the bucket for offering. I don't do any of that. And God still blesses the ministry. He gives me an opportunity to go out and preach, and they'll give me a love offering. Goes into the ministry. If somebody feels it on their heart, hey, Shakema, I'm blessing the ministry, it goes to the ministry. I don't just spend random ministry money to be spending it. It goes to the ministry. So I'm a good steward. Could I be better? Absolutely. Are there things I don't know? Absolutely. We were just fortunate enough to be able to register the ministry. I just got that done. That's been on my list of things to do for years now. Now we're able to, if you do send in a donation or an offering, a love offering, we're able to now at the end of the year send you a statement, a giving statement that said they sent this to First Love Ministries, and here is their statement that they can now claim. You can now claim on your taxes. We are registered with the federal government. First Love Ministries with Shakema Wilson. Praise the Lord. Because I don't want anybody saying, oh, I gave to their ministry and they didn't give. No, you're going to get your statement at the end of the year, right? If that's important to you, you're going to get it. I give, and if I get a statement, great. I mean, I get one from my church because I'm here all the time. I don't ever get it from most other places, but if they send it, it's perfect. I appreciate it. And I can put it with my tax stuff, but that's not, you know what I'm saying? We're doing our best over here to make sure that everything we need to take care of is taken care of. And God has blessed us. He has blessed us beyond measure. He's blessed us to the point where I might have $20 in my account for the whole last couple of weeks, and that money never seems to run out. It's like the woman with the oil. She just keeps pouring and pouring and pouring. And I'm like, Lord, I only have $20. Where is this extra money coming from? And it's just there, and everything is passing through, and it's all making it. And I haven't come up short any type of way. I haven't gone into NSFs. I haven't had any overdraft fees. And God just blesses us. And it's that oil that continues to pour out because we pour out, right? I'm not going to tell you everything that comes because some things are not your business. It's just not. That's private between someone else and myself, or someone else that'll say, hey, Shakema, would you, a friend of mine, she had something she was giving away. It's a nice, very nice upscale item she was giving away. And she kept trying to see if it would fit me, right? Because she loves me. She's my friend. And I kept saying, no, I don't think so. And then the Lord was like, but Shakema, you can take that. You can chalk paint it. You can make it fit your space. So I said to her, I said, okay, yes, let me go ahead and get these pieces and I can chalk paint it. It'll be a good project for the video. We can put it on the video. People would love to see it. Yeah, they would. I know I would get good views. And the Lord said, I want you to text this person, this person. I'm like, but Lord, I'm just taking that for me. He said, text this person and this person. And I texted those two people, two ladies. I said, hey, y'all, a friend of mine is giving something away. Here are the pictures. I said, it actually has a couple other cabinets that go to, it's like a big wall ornate bookshelving. And I've got bookshelves in there, but this would have taken my living room over the top, made it be like a magazine, right? Because by the time I got done doing all the things. Well, one of the ladies on there, she said, no, I don't think it works for me. I said, well, we could paint it. She's like, oh, yeah, I was thinking about that. Then the lady who I had intended to get it chimed in. She said, let me show my husband. She said, oh, he loves it. We'll take it. I had decided to take it for me, but it wasn't for me. So I stepped back and I let somebody else have it. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, I think it's 8 pieces. It's a whole wall unit that would have been amazing in my space, but it wasn't for me. It just came through me. So sometimes things come through me and I'm just the middle person and I do what I got to do. So I may not share all of that with you. That be okay with that, right? As Tabitha Brown would say, that's my business. And I'm not saying that to be ugly or to be harmful, but I'm saying some people are on my finances like they my personal finance person. If you are offering your services, let a girl know, because I'll be over here stressing trying to get this thing looking right and being right, so that then when I do present it, you're like, dang, she's winning. I'm looking at what's left, $120. I don't have $120 in my account. I know I missed it somewhere. I missed writing something in. But for me, that's killing the game. I'm not behind. All my bills are due. All my bills are paid on time, early for some of them. That's killing the game for me, because I lived a life before when we couldn't pay anything. We didn't know where the next meal was coming from. When I was married, we were always behind 30, 60 days. They about to cut stuff off. What in the world is going? And I'm not living there anymore. So I'm sharing that to say, I share with you a large majority of what's happening. Certain things are just not your business. I don't put First Love Ministry stuff on here, partially because there's not a lot of First Love Ministry stuff happening. At times things roll in, but then that's for the ministry, which is totally separate of what I'm doing here. And I keep it separate because I never want anybody to say Shakema's living off of the ministry. I don't take a salary from the ministry. I don't take a tithe from the ministry. I don't take anything from the ministry unless the Lord tells me. If I got to go preach, I'll take gas money because I got to drive myself there, because I don't charge the people that I'm coming to preach for gas. I'm not going to say, hey, my gas fill up is going to be this much. I'm just like, oh, thank you for the invitation. And I drive myself if it's close enough for me to get there. Now, once the Lord opens it up and I have to travel different places, of course, there'll be travel expenses and things like that thrown in to me coming, if that's how we work it out. But if not, then God told me specifically, he said, set up this account so that when you need to travel, you have expenses. Or if I need to buy a new outfit to go and speak, right? Depending on where I'm going. Certain things are appropriate. Certain things are not appropriate. I can preach in jeans at my church. I can't preach in pants at my daddy church. It ain't going to happen. And you might need to have a robe. Just depending on what Sunday it is. Because that's not how they do it there. So again, I spent a few minutes there just to say, you may not see everything here, right? So don't try to micromanage what I'm doing, because then I feel like I'm doing it wrong and it makes me feel bad. And I don't want to come over and say, well, girl, if you had done this, you should have done that, and you shouldn't have went, then I'm gonna make you feel bad. That's not the point. The point is to share the journey, right? Share the journey. We share the journey and we encourage each other along. Anywho, there it is. I've talked long enough. Got a few errands to run. Some things coming down the pipeline. I hope that you enjoy them as the kids and I continue to share the things that we're doing with you all. But there it is. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like the video, thumb it up. Don't forget to subscribe. Get those budgets done. Even if all you do is do it for the first time. It took me months before I was diligent like I am now. But I would do that budget every single solitary month. I think there's only been 3 or 4 budgets out of the last 12 years that I haven't done. I've been diligent to at least see it on paper. Let me see it so that when I'm making money decisions, I remember, oh, oops, right? Shakema, you forgot that recycling. You got to eat that this time, but get that sinking fund open. Oops. You went on a free vacation for the first couple of days, but what can you take your kids on I can take my own kids on vacation, set up that sinking fund. Ooh, right? Don't forget your business expense. Don't forget your laptop. I know you're using Alana's, but if you need some extra money because there's a little bit in there, oops, you can pull it from, you know what I'm saying? That's why I do it, to keep my mind sharp to my finances. Things are not getting better yet. I believe that God is going to take care of his people, but things are tight for people. And if you're still sitting over there, not budgeting, not managing your money, I don't know that that's a positive use of your time, of any of our times. We have to, in order that God would get the glory out of our lives. When we're not stressed out and overtaxed because of what's happening around us, and people say, well, why are you not bothered? Because God gave me a strategy. He said, do your budget. Right? We want God to open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing. He will when you bring the tithes into the storehouse. Some of y'all don't believe in that. Okay. But he can give you a supernatural strategy of planning and budgeting. You can do that. It's not my forte, Shakema. Text me, message me. I'll help you. I'll send you to somebody that can help you. We'll help you get it together. Can I help? Can I tell you where to spend your money? Absolutely not. But can I tell you, hey, get this budget done? Can I help you set up the budget? Can I help you input the spreadsheet? I can help you do that. Can't tell you where to spend your money, but I can tell you that the budgeting works. I can encourage you, right? Anywho, gotta go. Love y'all. Like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye now.